Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome out to another episode of According to Kaz and Queen. And as always, I am Kaz.
And I'm Queen.
And this is this little podcast of ours. We are in the midst of season 3. These are conversations that happen between a husband and wife in the privacy of our own home that we bring to you guys, sometimes to make you laugh, to make you think, to be introspective. But most of all, we want to open up the lines of communication between men and women, husbands, wives, friends, and lovers, all of that good stuff. Of course, we are on all streaming services wherever you stream your favorite podcast. We are there, and we are on Black with No Chaser radios. All you got to do is download the BWNC radio app, and there we are. All right, you can check us out there. Check out all the great podcasts that they have on there as well. And of course, if you like to see our bright, shiny faces, as a lot of y'all do, you can follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/Brad Kamikaze Franklin, youtube.com/Brad Kamikaze Franklin, and put my finger right there. Bam. All right. youtube.com/Brad Kamikaze Franklin. Please go subscribe to the YouTube page. We're inching closer to 1,000 subscribers. This is the long grind. We're doing our thing. Make sure you turn on the notifications. Hit that little bell. Turn on the notifications, and as soon as we pop up, you'll be able to check us out. We appreciate you guys for continuing to support us. And as always, this is brought to you by the Kundi Collection, www.kundicollective.com. You see, it got Little Africa on right here. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we have Love is the New Money right here on My Beautiful Bride. It is available right now at www.kundicollective.com. And we've got According to Kaz and Queen merch. A lot of y'all have been asking about that, so we're giving you several ways to support us. Of course, you see the new logo right above our heads right here. You can get your t-shirt or your hoodie with the According to Kaz and Queen logo on it. Also at www.kundicollective.com. Check us out, man. Show us that you support the show. Walk around with your merch so all your friends can ask you where you got it, and they can come get them one as well. We're going to be talking about debate night in just a little bit. November 24th, you've heard us talking about it. It's a brand new, interactive, social experience in person at Center Stage. The first city is going to be Jackson, Mississippi. It's going to be a fantastic experience, so we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But tickets are on sale right now. As a matter of fact, it's debate night.eventbrite.com. It's debate night.eventbrite.com. Make sure you check that out, man. According to Kaz and Queen, the Vibe Controllers, Melanie Sanders, Pia Najar. We're going to be at Center Stage, Jackson. Shouts out to Fifth Child. Shouts out to DJ Nasty Show. It's going to be a fantastic event. Make sure that you guys are there, and we appreciate you again, of course, for supporting new stuff. All right? We're going to try to do some new, innovative things. So a lot of stuff going on. We're coming off the heels of the greatest homecoming spectacle that exists on the planet, Jackson State University, getting over that, convalescing over the homecoming weekend. My birthday is coming up. It's a lot of great stuff going on. Looking forward to that. Hopefully, going to get it in on the birthday. Birthday is coming up after homecoming, so we're going to try to get some recovery in before we do the whole thing over again. Shouts out to everybody that came out for homecoming. Yeah, a lot of good stuff going on, man. We got to talk about it because it bears talking about. I think it's important that as a married couple, we've heard the pundits and we've heard a lot of people giving their thoughts and opinions on, the newest Will and Jada news. There's always a new chapter to this saga. And this particular chapter in this saga may have been surprising to a lot of people. But I tell people all the time, if you had read Will's book or listened to the audio book, or if you've been following this saga, a lot of this stuff that you're hearing right now, Will has already said in several instances.
You read the book?
Did not read the book. I listened to a lot of the audio of the book.
I got that book, and I put it up on the shelf and forgot about it.
Yeah, you should check it out.
So I'm going to pull it down and read it.
You're looking at the shelf.
I'm trying to see if I see it. I know I bought it, but I'm trying to see if I see it.
Yeah. So I just want to get your take on it. The newest fold or ripple in this long, winding story is Jada Pinkett did another interview, and in this interview, she quote unquote revealed that her and Will Smith had have been separated for 7 years, or no, not 7, yeah, 7 years. 2016, they've been separated. They've been living separate lives, doing their own thing. So it bears a lot of questions now that has taken place, especially if you think about the Chris Rock incident and all those things. So, just kind of looking at it on the surface, when you saw it again, yet another episode in this long saga, what were your thoughts?
My initial thought here was, why does Jada keep talking about Will in a not so pleasant fashion? Like, these things that she's saying can tarnish his reputation. And there are also things that nobody ever has to know. Like, if the two of them don't disclose it, nobody ever has to know.
Right.
So, but I do understand, in the process of growth as an individual and acknowledging the lack of or desire to obtain personal power, telling your truth is a part of that process.
True indeed.
So on the one hand, if this is her attempt at elevation, kudos. On the other hand, really, girl?
Like what?
Like, really? Because it's just kind of like, and again, I haven't read Will's book, and people have been saying that this is not news if you read the book.
Right.
But it's news for me because I haven't read the book. And I feel pretty confident in saying that there are people hearing this for the first time who have never read the book. So I feel okay with commenting as a person who hasn't read the book, because it just seems like there's just a very selfish swag attached to the way Jada is presenting herself. It just doesn't seem like she really cares very much about how Will is affected. And if Will did put this in this book, he is not coming on social media saying these things.
Right.
Also, why are y'all hiding that you are separated? We have heard all kind of rumors about Will and Jada since they started. Why, after the August Alsina thing, after the Chris Rock thing, after, all of these public instances where clearly there is a break in y'all's connection somewhere, why not come out then and say, if you're going to come out, because you don't owe us anything, but if you're going to come out, excuse me, why not come out at the time and say, well, I wasn't cheating on Will with August Alsina because we weren't together. Instead of saying it was an entanglement and having people make memes for 3-4 months about this entanglement because it made you look crazy. It didn't make any sense.
Right.
It would have made better sense for us had you just said, well, we're living separate lives right now.
Right.
Because Will did kind of come across as his issue with the August Alsina entanglement thing was that it was tarnishing his image, not that it happened.
Right.
Right. So now in hindsight, looking back, you upset because everybody found out, not necessarily that it existed. And she even mentioned that she was shocked when he told Chris Rock to keep his wife's name out of his mouth because they hadn't been using that terminology between themselves for such a long time.
Right.
And when you go back and look at the video, her face and the energy that she was giving off was kind of like, what do I do here?
Right.
Like,
why are you doing this?
It was really kind of like, okay, A, willed and broke, and B, your wife? Like, this is the stance you want to take here right now in this moment. So, and then it comes out that Chris Rock has actually asked her out before. So that's more information that we didn't have. Will could have aired that out when he did his public apology. He did not. He left that alone. But it seems like Jada, in every opportunity that she can get, she doesn't mind letting it loose and letting go of the family secrets. And also, she's not above any rapport. I mean, she's not above any reproach when it comes to selling a book or starting a concert tour, or
Yes.
she's whatever it takes to get the buzz,
Hmm.
even at his expense. I kind of can't really ride with that. I don't really roll like that.
Yes. So here's my take, and follow me on this. And you are correct in what you're saying. I feel like, she's very business savvy and has been from the beginning. But what I'm seeing here too is a little bit of what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Okay.
I'm seeing a little bit of I'm fed up, and through this entire thing, all of these things that you have done, that you have documented and talked about in this book, that people kind of glossed over because you were Will Smith and you were America's darling. Everybody's trying to make me the villain, but I've had to deal with what you have been doing, Will, all of these years, and now I'm about to live in my truth,
Mm.
and I'm about to live my life, and I'm no longer going to stay silent in it. Again, people are condemning Jada, but I have to remind people again that Will said in his book that he was a terrible husband, that he was a terrible father, that he cheated on his first wife with Jada, cheated on Jada, uh, was a bad father. All of these things that he said in his book, that he forced Jada into this situation and into this life. That he told Jada that she needed to go and find her happiness. He said all of these things in this book already. He has already laid all of this out, and Jada is basically just coming back and repeating what we've already heard. Or for those of us that listened to the audiobook or read the book, is repeating information that he has already put in the book. And people are condemning Jada, and what I see is someone who is just reacting to what has happened to her over the course of all these years. I think the August Alsina thing, I think it was a reaction and some get back to what he's done. I think all of this is simply some get back that Jada is getting for what Will has done. And Will has been able, through his image, and I've heard people describe him, and people who have worked with him, and I've heard people who are looking at the situation, they have described him as narcissistic. And they have described him as someone who is only concerned and mostly concerned about his image. And he's managed to get through scot free without being condemned for the fuck shit that he's done in his life. And now Jada is doing it, and now everybody is attacking Jada. Neither one of them are above reproach. Both of them are guilty. Both of them have an element of culpability and accountability that exists here. Both of them are wrong. They were just wrong at different times, and I think now with this sense, they are both fed up, and now is the time for them to make this break at the end of the day. But I don't think this is anything new. I think Will smacked Chris Rock not because he was defending Jada's honor, he was defending his honor, and he was defending himself, and he was defending his ego, because he did not want to be seen as this man making jokes about his wife or about Jada in front of his face and not doing anything about it. He did that because he felt compelled to be able to do it. And since then, he's realized that, oh, I almost screwed up my entire movie career. Let me come back and let me apologize so I can get back into people's good graces. I think all of this is just get back. And I think Jada is getting him back well. I think the August Alsina thing was that. I think Will knew exactly what was going on. And I think he's just upset now that these things have come to light at the end of the day. I think that's what it is. I think it's what's good for the goose is good for the gander. The way that Jada is doing it, I showed you the meme the other day where she's going to do an interview at some point and say, I've never actually even met Will Smith. So it's going to trickle down to that at some point. But I feel like they're both at fault. I feel like they both have some culpability. And the unfortunate thing about this is that they have two kids that are in the midst of this, that are watching all of this, that I am pretty sure are going to be traumatized to a certain degree. The people that I've read and talked to said that son from the first marriage is probably the most sane person in this entire collective of people here. And I'd be interested in hearing again from the first wife, because she divorced him because of some of the fuck shit that he was doing at that time. And I don't think he really changed from there, if that makes any sense.
You don't think he changed?
I don't think he did a lot of work to be a different person from the first marriage. You think so?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm open to hearing your thoughts on that.
I don't know. What you're saying seems to be anti-Will to me.
It's not anti-Will. It's just that Will does also hold some culpability in this. Jada is doing what she's doing now.
According to what you just said, he took the culpability in his book. Mm-hmm. But now you want people to forget that he took ownership of it and just concentrate on the fact that he did it.
I think
that indicates growth.
I think what's happening now is people are what I'm seeing now is people are concentrating and honing in on Jada for the most part.
Because it just happened.
Yes, because it just happened. I feel like she's reacting, and I think that's fair to say that she's reacting and she's getting some get back. That's not to say that Will, hasn't tried to work on it or tried to be culpable or tried to apologize for it. I think they're both equally in the wrong, but Jada right now has got the microphone and is in the hot seat, if that makes sense. But to your point, she's going to have a book or a movie or something is going to happen at some point. She has been extremely savvy with being able to maneuver in her career. And I think that's part of this. And I think you have to be sensational.
I don't particularly buy into the get back theory. I get that she's getting her story told, but I don't believe that she's doing it just to get back at Will. I do believe that they have some semblance of communication, a good communication. I would not be surprised if Will was not prepped about what she was going to say and who she had interviews with and all that kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, they may not work well together as a married couple, but Jada seems to have significant connections with people in her life, i.e. Tupac. So I really believe that they probably do have a good friendship. Sometimes it doesn't translate well into longevity in marriage, but I do believe that they have respect for each other. So I don't think she's trying to get back at him as much as she has decided, I'm not going to shelter you anymore. I'm going to speak my truth about it. And her truth is her truth, regardless of what anybody feels about it. So I think that she's just decided, you told your truth, so let me tell my truth. And y'all get in wherever y'all fit in on what y'all believe and who y'all down with, and we just gonna move on. I guess because Will did a book instead of interviews and red table talks and Facebook Lives and stuff like that. I guess because of that, it seems like to me she is putting things out there that he did not put out there. He did in his book, obviously. She could have just did the same thing he did and put her book out. But instead, she's going the route of putting it right in your face in real time, taking it, let's have these discussions. Let's go from Rudy to the Tootie. I ain't leaving nothing out. Let's talk about everything. She just kind of turned her life into red table talk, which maybe because she has red table talk, she feels like her platform offers her the opportunity that Will's platform doesn't, because his platform ain't even about his personal life, really.
He's a movie star. He's
a movie star, just giving us something to stay relevant on our brains. Jada is more endearing with her audience. She shares more. She offers herself more. She's willing to just kind of be open. That might be an issue for their marriage, because Will, again, he does seem to be very concerned about his image. He does seem to be high on what people think about him. Jada, not so much, clearly. So I guess because she's doing it that way, it seems like, girl, you ain't have to tell us that. Why you doing Will like that? But
she's selling a book, And in this
Will
day
was
and
selling the book too, but he didn't come for her on social media the
I will
way
say
she
this
doing
because
for
I
him.
don't know exactly what year he released that book, but as you see now, and it's not just Jada doing it. When these folks out here and they got these books and they're ready to sell these books, they come out first with a wave of interviews, dropping all of the news and dropping all of the secrets, and that's what drives people to then go get the books.
Will could have done that. It
He-
wasn't. It was social media was out. He had pages. He just didn't do it. In fact, I think he might have started his page when he dropped the book, but he obviously elected not to go that route. I don't know. I guess it's just the difference in who they are.
Yeah, I think it is. What do you make of? Because a lot of people have given their thoughts on her relationship with Tupac, and people are, calling her Jada Smith Shakur or Jada Shakur Smith, and she has said that Tupac was her soulmate. How much do you put into that, and what do you feel about that, and what do you feel was the place in her life with Tupac? Is she still? I'm going to use the word. Is she still pining over Tupac?
I don't think she ever pined over Tupac. I think he may have pined over her.
Really?
I do. I don't think she was. I don't think she ever wanted to be with Tupac. But I think that not romantically, but I think that they had an undeniable connection. They met each other when they both needed someone, and I think they served that purpose for each other. And based on, she hasn't really ever come out and said Tupac wanted me or wanted to get with me. Not that I know of, but it just kind of gives off the energy of, I wasn't really on what he was on. So I think they had a legitimate connection. I think they were very important to each other. I think that Tupac, there were things about Tupac that she idolized and probably looks for in other people, which is weird because I can't see anything beyond business and maybe drive that is the same with Will. They were artists and musicians and, in the industry and whatnot, and I guess they were both storytellers as well. So there might be more similarities than
they
you
were
would
poets and they were actors and, they were in the creative community and they built that bond there. She used the word soulmate. So, for me in trying to kind of, I guess, figure out, what his place was in her life, does she wish that he had not died and she wished that they could be married? Or did she see a future with them before?
So you understand that she's not using soulmate in a romantic tone.
You feel that way?
Yeah, soulmates don't have to be romantic. A soulmate is just an individual who makes you face yourself, who offers you growth and shows you what you're able to do, who kind of comes into your life and shows you who you are.
So if I say that you're my soulmate, which we say all the time, and I honestly believe, are we not using it in a romantic context?
Yes, we are, but you can have a soulmate that's not romantic.
Okay, and you're explaining it. I would venture to say that the majority of the people out there that hear that word used do not think of it in the sense that you are explaining it.
That's likely true. That don't make it right.
So you feel like a soulmate can be something completely platonic?
Yes, absolutely. But it can also be your husband or wife or girlfriend or boyfriend.
Okay, that's interesting. We'd like to get y'all's thoughts on that. If you're watching this right now and you are watching us on YouTube, if you're listening to us, listening to the podcast, of course, you can email us at kazandqueen@gmail.com. It's kazandqueen@gmail.com. You can email us and give us your thoughts on it. We might read it here on the podcast, on the air next week. If you're watching this YouTube video, of course, get in the comments and let us know what you think that your definition of soulmate is, and if you agree with Queen.
By definition, soulmate is a person ideally suited to another as a close friend or romantic partner.
You went to the Google machine.
I just needed to do that because I knew it wasn't clicking for you.
Okay. Okay.
A soulmate is a person with whom one has a feeling of deep or natural affinity. This may involve similarity, love, romance, platonic relationships, comfort, intimacy, sexuality, sexual activity, spirituality, compatibility, and trust.
Okay. And I can't argue with that at all. And you gave the definition. But a lot of the people that I have seen look at it in the context of she really ultimately wanted Tupac and she settled for Will Smith because Tupac was not alive.
I don't think she wanted Tupac. I don't think she wanted to be with Tupac. I think she recognized that there was a soul connection, but I don't think she wanted to be with him. And I think he wanted to be with her.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, that's cool. I want to jump on something else real quick. You sent the video. I had an opportunity to see the video as well. It is really crazy out here in these dating streets. And as a married couple, my bride and I often marvel and laugh at, in a lot of instances, what a lot of you people have to deal with in these dating streets. Young people in your 20s and early 30s, what you have to deal with in these dating streets. And we'll be talking about that, by the way, if you come and check out Debate Night on November the 24th. When you come and check out Debate Night, we'll be talking about it. But the video circulated of the young lady who was being taken on a first date by a gentleman, and he was about to take her to the Cheesecake Factory. For those of you that have eaten at the Cheesecake Factory, I've eaten at the Cheesecake Factory in Atlanta. I enjoyed it. They've got a Cajun shrimp pasta that I thought was magnificent. They have magnificent desserts. The ambiance is fantastic. I personally enjoyed it. And I thought that the ambiance that existed in that Cheesecake Factory was very good and one that was very appropriate for a first date. But there was a young lady who did not think that the Cheesecake Factory was appropriate for her for the date. And she told her suitor that she was not going to go there. I think she may have offered him some other, suggestions. He said his piece as well. But, of course, the video circulated and, the pundits came out and gave their thoughts on what's appropriate or an appropriate place for a first date. So as a woman, and you send it to me, and we get a good chuckle off of the rigors that folks have to go through. It's awful in these dating streets for y'all. I got to be honest with you. Nothing about it should appeal to anyone that is married right now. If you're married and you got somebody, it's rough out there. You don't want to get back out there, especially if in your 40s or 50s, because I don't know. You take somebody to Applebee's or Chili's or the Cheesecake Factory, and you might wind up going viral on social media. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be an embarrassing spectacle for you and your family if that happens. So I don't know, but as a woman, I want to get your thoughts on that. Cheesecake Factory on the first date or the chain restaurant on the first date. I think we've talked about that.
I think before. People got the whole reason for dating screwed up.
Yes.
You go out on dates to get to know the other person, to start building a connection. You can do that in the driveway of your house.
Yes.
I don't understand why this young lady thought where he took her was some sort of depiction of what he thought about her as a woman.
Right.
Because obviously he felt like, I'm not taking you to no expensive restaurant and I don't even know you. You have to earn that. Mm-hmm. And her mind was, you need to jumpstart this thing right from the start with an expensive date. Mm-hmm. And, that I get it, you need to think highly of yourself and have great expectations and whatnot. But if you're really going on a date to get to know the guy, I don't know. I might just be the wrong person to ask, because if I'm going out on a date with someone, you can take me to McDonald's. I don't really care. Make sure there's some food there. And because what I'm really interested in is going to be, who is this person?
The conversation.
I want to talk. I want to feel the energy. I want to see if we are on the same page about things in life. It's an interview. I want to know if another date is something that I want.
Yes.
So you have this opportunity to show me who you are so that I can decide, and you can decide if this is something we want to pursue. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why you go out on a date.
Yes.
It seems like these people nowadays, some are going out on dates intending for it to just be that date. Mm-hmm. And if it's just that date, I'm finna milk it for everything I can get.
That's exactly what it was.
All the food I want to eat, all the drinks I want to drink, an opportunity to be fly and look good and go out and be seen, and go to a nice restaurant where my dress looks the part, you know. And if that's the case, to me, it seems like it's already starting off on the wrong foot. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe casual dating, that's what this is. But back in the day when you dated to try to get somewhere. Yes. So I don't know. Maybe that's changed. But yeah, it seems like it's just kind of off it's just off. It's just off. Connection is off. Yeah. So I mean, I might be the wrong person to ask, because none of that's all frivolous to me. That's all irrelevant. You can go and get a box of chicken from Popeyes and meet me in my backyard, and that would be a suitable date for me. So
if you're dating with the intentions of what dating is for, yes, you're wanting to get to know the person, to know if this person is worthy of you guys getting back together again and working your way up to the point of you spending the $200 on the date or whatever the case is. I am not going to do that with you, and I have just met you. I'm not spending $200 on you on the first date. I'm not taking you somewhere where I'm finna break the bank, and this might be the only time we ever have a conversation. I'm gonna tell you, because I told you this date for her was a one-off situation. When I saw the camera pan over and I saw who the guy was in the seat, I said to myself, oh, this was a one-off. This was her thinking that this dude, who appeared to be of Eastern Indian descent or of Arab descent, she figured that this guy had some money. I am finna go eat. I'm going to go eat well, and I'm going to get out of this car when I get home. I'm going to shake this dude's hand and say, hey, this was great, and I'm never calling him or talking to him again. She wanted to go on a date where she could go to a restaurant that she couldn't afford herself, so that she could maybe get some content and take a video and take a picture from this restaurant. And that was it. She was not going on this date with the intention of getting to know this dude. She was not attracted to that dude. She did not like that dude. And the problem that's existing right now in dating is that people are going out on dates with people that they're not attracted to and don't like and don't want to get to know. They're going to get a meal.
Well, people are getting married to people they don't like. If you got enough money, people are marrying status these days. So I really believe that if he had taken her on a date like she wanted to go on, she probably would have dated him again and again and again and again. And either she would have started to like him, or it would have just ended up being, give me your wallet.
Just give me the wallet.
Just give it to
and
me.
Leave at the end of the day. Guys, you're going to have to learn in 2023. You're going to have to learn the difference between going out with somebody that likes you for you and is actually intent on having a conversation with you and getting to know you and what you like and what you don't like, and people who are just trying to go out with you because they're hungry.
But on the flip side, there are dudes out there who willing to cap like that.
Yes.
So
yes, absolutely.
This guy just wasn't that dude, because even after they talked it through, she was like, "Okay, well, we could just go back in there." He was like, "Nah, I'm good."
He was fed up
because he actually was literally trying to take her out, and she did not appreciate it and he felt like that was disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
So he did not want not even her company anymore.
And kudos to that gentleman, whoever he is. He was like, nah, I already see what this is already, and I don't want any parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
And keep it moving. And he will find someone that he will take out to the Cheesecake Factory who will have 2-3 dates, and eventually at some point, if he's got some money, he's gonna spend money on that person. But you know,
And I've never been to the Cheesecake Factory, but I don't think it's slow. So I don't know
It's
where
not
she
slow.
was wanting to go to.
it's not slow.
But on the flip side of that, there was another video of a girl who had gone out on a first date with a guy. She ordered 3-4 different trays,
Four trays
of oysters,
Mhm.
knowing good full well she didn't even need all that.
Slurped them down.
Several drinks. Dude left her there, ran out on the ticket. And when she texted him, he told her, "You ordered all that food. Send me the bill for the drinks. I'll pay for the drinks. But you ordered all that food." And he knew that she was just simply ordering it because he was picking up the check.
Mm-hmm.
So he left her. Mm-hmm. So now, those of you out there like the first girl and the second girl, ruining it for the other girls who really literally are out there mature enough and ready enough to actually start trying to build something with somebody, because the men are now getting to the point to where they are not indulgent like it used to be. Well, I'm gonna pay for this meal and never talk to her again. Now they just running out like, you on your own and I ain't doing this. So
and kudos if you got a pocket full of money and it happens. Kudos to you gentlemen who are doing that. If you watch that video, the crazy part about it is she admitted in the beginning of the video that she had been leaving this dude on read. The dude had been reaching out to her in several instances. She had been leaving him on read, and she said to herself, I was bored and hungry and didn't have anything else to do, so he hit me on this particular day, and I said, yeah, I'm going to go out. Why would you do that? That is diabolical, supervillain behavior for you to do that. When you can absolutely find, when you can find a woman who will go out with you for who you are genuinely and be there for the conversations. I think it's diabolical behavior for you to leave. As a matter of fact, for the dude, you were left on read all of those times. And on this particular day, she responds and says, let's go eat. You should have enough sense to know then that the fix is in. At that point,
he probably thought he wore her down.
You're not wearing them down, fellas. They're sitting Alfalfa and the Little Rascals, wearing Darla down. It's not, any of that. It's not, Monique chasing after Professor Ogilvy on the Parkers. It's not a situation where you just finna wear him down, man. You just got to be smarter at the end of the day. When she leaves you on read those first 2 or 3 times, get in somebody else's DMs in the inbox.
What is up with the dudes that continue when you get no response? What goes through your head to say, I'm going to keep trying? And some of y'all do it every day. Every day with the hey and the what's up and the you are so beautiful. Every day when she does not respond, like, heart, words, she gives you nothing. What are you processing in your brain that says, yes, do it again?
That is also pathological behavior. Is something wrong with a lot of y'all? I don't understand. You got the women being diabolical supervillains over here, getting you to go out and spend money on them. And then you have you pathologically, psychologically shallow dudes out here who harassing women, sending the hey, how you doing? You're beautiful every day. And you do that like, I'm pretty sure that there are women watching this right now. You can go on your DM and you can probably scroll down and show us instances where there's a dude who has been inboxing you since 2018 and has done nothing more than say, hey, what you doing? Hey, how you doing? You beautiful, period on the end, and been doing that for 3 years. And at some point, they figure that you're going to be like, okay, on this particular day, I'm going to be ready. Well, I'm going to tell you now, fellas, on the day that she does decide to respond to you and she responds and you get a chance to go out, she's trying to get a free meal off of you. You finna go out and she finna get 4 trays of oysters and she finna slurp them in your face like she did. And this gentleman was smart enough to get out of there before this became a problem at the end of the day. And she said on the video, it makes me feel like it was staged almost, because she said on the video he was paying for it, I was gonna keep eating it. And then she had the nerve to say, once the menu came, she was finally like, okay, I'm finna order some more food. What we gonna eat? You know what I'm saying? And she was almost doing it in a joking fashion. She was using this gentleman for his money. And he got out of there. Whether he had the money or not, he got out of there. And I think he was doing the right thing by getting out of there. And she ended up paying the tab. Talking about, that's why I always have money on me at the end of the day. Well, if you did, you could have took yourself out to eat at the end of the day. And I hope he didn't cash up you the money. And I hope he didn't send it to you at the end of the day. It's ridiculous. It's so treacherous in these dating streets. I don't know why people want to be back out there. I don't want any parts of it. It's crazy right now because you guys are watching social media, and it's bad out here because now people are using you as content to go viral. You're going to get your pockets raped at the end of the day, and you still ain't going to know the person that you're talking to because half of them.
And you're going to have to do it again with somebody else.
You have to do it again with somebody else at the end of the day. Dates. If you're dating someone, you're dating with the prospect of getting to know them to see if you want to continue on. And as my bride said so eloquently, you can do that in your driveway. You can do that at McDonald's. I do not have to spend $100, $200, $300 on you to just get to know who you are. I'm not finna pay you to have a conversation with you to know who you are. I could spend $300, $400 on you on a date, and somewhere in the conversation you could tell me something like, I think Jamie Foxx is a clone now. I think he got cloned. Well, this date is over because you're an idiot. So I don't even want any parts of that. But I'm not finna spend $400 for you to tell me that you're an idiot. I need to know that. And I can have that conversation with you over McDonald's or in our driveway or at an ice cream shop or at a park to find out that you ain't got good sense. And then I don't have to come back at all.
I think that what people should do, serious people who, especially older women, who are interested in men, who are interested in actually dating for the purpose of marriage or dating to build something with somebody, your very first date should probably be somewhere where money isn't spent. Go to a park, go for a walk, go to a coffee shop or somewhere like that, or go Dutch. Let her pay for what she eat and you pay for what you eat. Now, I do understand that I just pitched a fit with a whole bunch of women watching this. I understand. But sis, some of the problem that you have with identifying the right man is that you show up in your mask just like he shows up in his mask. When there is no measurement to say he spent this or I ate this or I dressed like this. If you are just showing up as yourself and he's showing up as himself, all of the extra not being there only lends to the opportunity to communicate, the opportunity to actually fill out authentic energy, not the representation of the person. It's a better chance at identifying if this person is somebody you like and want to get to know better without all the frivolity that gets involved when you're trying to figure out where to go, how much to spend, what the drinks are, and all this kind of stuff. Make that the second date. The first date should just be about him and you. Take out all the extra and let it be about him and you. So you can walk away from it going, I like this guy. I want to know more. Right. Or I absolutely never want to see him again.
Right.
Nobody's lost anything.
No harm,
except the 2 hours or 3 hours that it took to figure that out. And I'm sure you'd rather spend 2 hours or 3 hours figuring it out as opposed to 3-4 years. Or 3-4 months.
I absolutely abhor the notion that you're just going to get a free meal out of something. I abhor that notion. I abhor the notion that there are men and women out there that will go out on a date with someone just so they can get a free meal, and you have no intentions of having a real conversation or getting to know these people or having a second date at all whatsoever. It's just ridiculous.
I mean, if you're not attracted to someone and you don't like them already.
Don't go out with them. Don't go out with them. If you're not attracted to them and you know that it's not going to go anywhere, tell them no and be upfront with them. Don't take them out and have them to spend all kinds of money so you can get a free meal and then leave them on read later on. If you're not attracted to them, don't go out with them. It's a real simple notion. I don't understand why people do that. Why would you go out with somebody that you're not attracted to, that you don't see some possible future with? Why would you do it? It is a waste of time for men and for women
And
to do the
for
same
a
thing.
meal, is that worth it? Because apparently you can buy your own meal.
Yes.
So is it worth it just to get a meal? Because you can get your own meal. You can dress however you like and get all the attention that you desire without including anybody else in the process.
That's it. They don't even have to be a part of that process at all whatsoever. Don't even have to do it. It's ridiculous. But if and when you come out on November the 24th on Black Friday in Jackson, Mississippi at Center Stage Event Center, you can hear us talk about this and a lot more at debate night.
And you can talk with us.
And you can talk with us. It's going to be interactive. So there's going to be some questions. It's going to be some comments. We'll play a few little games. It's going to be some libations, live music. It's going to be a lot of good stuff. So all you got to do is get your ticket. All right. It's debatenight.eventbrite.com. Get the tickets. Seating is limited. If you haven't been in the Center Stage Event Center, seating is limited. We got VIP tables. You can be right in the front, man. It's going to be really interactive. It's going to be a fantastic time.
Perfect for a first date.
Yes, or a second date.
Or third.
Perfect girls' night out. Perfect boys' night out. It's going to be fun. It's going to be laughs. It's going to be a lot of good stuff going on. You need to get your ticket. You need to be there. We're going to be talking about a lot of this stuff with the Vibe Controllers, with Melanie Sanders, with Pia Najjar. It's going to be a fantastic time. Make sure that you're there. Something new for the city of Jackson, and we're taking it on the road. So we could be coming to a city near you really, really soon. So if you're watching this, drop something in the comments and let us know if you want us to come to your city or your town, and we're going to bring the whole crew, and we're going to do what we do. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that you do that and make sure that you check that out as well. You know what I'm saying? So, and I appreciate you guys, of course, for continuing to support, with these fantastic conversations. Season 3, we're in the midst of it. Make sure you do that. Keep following us. But for According to Kaz Queen, it's your man Kaz.
And I'm Queen.
And this is According to Kaz Queen. We'll see you guys next time. All right. Peace and power.
Peace.